Okay, welcome back everyone. In this video we're going to be looking at doing the physics mesh for the steps. Now there's several ways that steps can be done. One would be by selecting each face on here and using them. However, I actually did do that originally, and you couldn't walk up them. You'd get up a couple of steps, and unless you took it really, really slow, you would fall through. Not the best thing to happen when you want people to be able to go up into the next floor. So we're not going to do it that way. We are, however, going to be using faces from the original mesh so that we make sure our bounding box matches, because as always our bounding box needs to match the original. So I'm going to start off here and select the faces that I want to duplicate. I'm going to these outside ones so that they match the outside of the bounding box. Not something that absolutely has to be done as far as that goes. There are other ways to do it. However, this for me was just the easiest and made the most sense. So we're going to go around here. And then for the steps themselves, we are going to copy one of these side ones here. Now the next thing we're going to do is do a Shift D to duplicate. And then we're going to hit P to separate by selection. Now we're going to go back into object mode, select the newly created, which as you can see on mine here, it says stairs 003. We're going to go into edit mode on them. I'm going to select all, and I'm going to clear seams first. Whoops, need to be in the seam or edge menu. Now another thing I'm going to do, because they're not needed on this, is I am going to get rid of these edges. Because all you're doing at this point with those is adding needless faces. So now as you can see, they go in rather close. And now I'm going to come through here. I want to select the bottom edge on these outside ones. Now my bottom posts are approximately the same length, if not the exact same length as these upper ones. I honestly can't remember for sure. So I'm just going to work off of the view of the top ones here. I don't even need to extrude this because we don't need to add an extra seam in there. So we're just going to grab this on the Z and take it down like that. Now the only other thing we need to do for this particular physics mesh is we need to move this. So first off, we are going to go ahead and grab this edge on the X and stretch it across. And now we are going to grab it on the Y just a bit. Oops, only had one edge there selected. So let me go into face mode because that will be easier. Select all of that and grab it on the X, or excuse me, grab it on the Y. We're just going to have it there at the very beginning of the steps. We are going to grab this top edge here, though. Go into edge select mode, which is 2 on the keypad. And grab okay, let me just hit GG. I can move it like this. Now this one we are going to extrude. We're going to extrude it on the Y. To run it back like that. And that is, in a nutshell, our physics mesh for our steps. In the next video, we will be looking at doing the physics mesh for the first floor. Now I do want to say I always go through after I've created the mesh like this. I will go into object mode, do my Control A, and all transforms. And at this point, let's go ahead and rename this physics. And as you can see, that did change color when I renamed it. A setting that I use all the time is on my matte caps. I have it set to random. I do that so that each individual mesh has its own color, making it easier for me to see. Totally optional on if you do that or you have your own methods that you use. But that's what I do. And I'll see you all in the next video.